Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So today it's just gonna be a little, I guess a little sneak peek into my day. It's Saturday, but not like a full day of eating, not a full day of anything, just some random stuff. So what I wanted to kind of talk about though briefly is sort of what to do following a free meal, if you will. So I'm about a month post-show and I follow my macros pretty decently. I tend to have like, maybe on Sundays I'll have a scone that's outside of my macros or something like that, but I do follow them. And initially I was doing probably 75% clean-ish and 25% treats, but now I'm definitely more whole foods with like occasional treats in there because I'm not about that never having a sweet treat life. So last night was a girlfriend's birthday. I went out for dinner. I had an amazing gnocchi dish. I had a sweet potato butternut squash soup. I had a glass of bourbon. I had a donut. This was all outside of, well, it wasn't all outside of my macros, but I didn't track this meal and guaranteed it was much higher carbs and fat than I eat on a daily basis. So one of the questions I get asked is, well, what do you do after that? Now, post-show is a little different because you're obviously trying to reverse diet at a decent pace. This year, my coach increased my calories, basically tripled them for the week right after my show, tapered me down a bit, and then I have been following them as best I can. I've been over here and there, but not crazy, and I've let him know that, but I also haven't binged, which at the end of the day, what you want to take out of a reverse diet and as part of a post-show is a healthy relationship with food and your body and training again. Whereas normally I would do tons of cardio, I would starve, and then I would binge, and I would repeat the cycle, and I'd feel shitty about myself. This year, I have acknowledged that I'm going to gain some weight and some fat. I decided I no longer wanted to be in a deficit right away. I want to go into a build phase. My strength is up. My the way I feel is amazing. I sleep better. It's everything, and I have balance in my life again. Whereas I've been in prep basically since January. Okay, so that's kind of like my little background. So yeah, I had my free meal last night, and do I do anything differently? Honestly, guys, not really. What I would say I do differently is this. I make sure I'm very diligent with my water. I tend to drink 3 to 4 liters of water a day, nothing crazy, but I definitely make sure I get it all in on the day after like a free meal, especially if it's like a lot heavier, saltier foods than you're used to eating, and I usually have about 1 liter more, so I'm aiming to get in about 5 liters today, so 5 of these guys. But other than that, that is pretty much the only thing I do. I actually haven't even been to the gym yet today. I may not even go. I may take today as a rest day. It was either going to be today or tomorrow. So if you're having a free meal, which means a meal outside of your macros, where you're going sort of above your calories, I would say 1, stick to once every 2 to 3 weeks. Don't do it all the time. And 2, do not feel like you need to do something extra to earn it. It's okay to have a meal you enjoy with your family, your spouse, etc. So yeah, I'm going to say around 2 to 3 weeks, depending. Let's say 3 weeks, outside of competition prep. So all you need to do is enjoy your meal. Have some extra water the next day. And obviously if you're retaining a lot of water, of course you can go do some cardio, whatever, but don't feel like the day leading up to it you need to kill yourself. You need to starve for 2 days. You need to do an extra 3 hours of cardio the day before, the day after, because that is a very unhealthy mindset. And that right there is the cycle I was in when I would binge. I would go running 20 kilometers 3 days in a row, and I'd barely eat. I'd eat enough to have the energy to get through a run, and then I would just binge eat. And then the next day I would run even more, etc., etc., and then vicious cycle. I would starve for a few days, then I would binge, and it's honestly, your body is actually a functioning being, and believe it or not, if you feed it, it will process this food. Now, I'm not saying go out and have an extra 5,000 calorie meal, but if you go out and have a dinner and a dessert or a drink, you're not going so crazy. And for the most part, many of us need that balance, that flexibility, that leniency to stick with our diet the rest of the time. I have much better compliance on my diet in my off season when I allow myself to have an untracked meal every few weeks. And so that is what I'm going to be doing. I like to track my macros. I like to eat healthy foods. I like to eat whole foods because my body functions the best digestion wise, my skin, etc. But I also am not going to say, well, guys, you know, I can't have a meal because no, 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 or I'm going to bring my scale or any of that kind of stuff. Don't feel like you have to earn your meals. Like generally, if I'm going to be like, well, you know what, I'm going to have some donuts tomorrow, I'm more likely to use that around heavy leg focus day because it's actually beneficial to my workout to have the extra food and the extra calories. Or if I know, like I don't run anymore, but if I were doing a long distance run, I would tend to backload my carbs, right? Because I get the extra energy. And for me, because I intermittent fast, if I have a huge meal, like let's say on a Friday, on Saturday, generally I will have an amazing lift. So often I will go to the gym, but that's not outside of my normal process. That's because I already do it. I don't go and do an extra hour of cardio. I don't do anything abnormally. Because the more you feel like you have to do to get your body to do things, the more you will have to do. So enjoy having a little extra calories. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. When I follow my macros all week long, and then even every 2 weeks for me, and this is just me, I'm sharing my experiences. Every 2 weeks, if I go out and have a free meal with my husband, which never happens, but let's just say every 2 weeks I were to have 2 donuts outside of my macros, or a burger and fries outside of my macros, I will not gain weight. I will maintain because I've been hitting them perfectly, and my body just takes that extra little bit of calories and is like, "Ooh, okay, girl," and I go back to regular life. Versus if I'm starving or, you know, if I'm way under my macros. And again, this is not competition prep. I'm talking about just regular everyday life. So today, what am I doing differently? Honestly, not a whole lot. I'm drinking extra water, not drastically dropping my calories. I'm not dropping them at all, but I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. I go on with my day. I already had some coffee. I'm gonna, you know, go get groceries, run some errands. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna have food. I'm gonna have meals. I'm even going to have a glass of wine. Like I said, I'm probably gonna hit the gym later today, but you know what? If I don't, I'm not gonna miraculously gain 5 pounds of fat from my meal I had last night. So that's pretty much it. I just want to say, yeah, I don't do anything crazy to compensate. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Like I said, it's just like little sneak peeks, some food I picked up, meals I'm gonna have, you know the drill. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, do so, and you know, leave a comment below if there's something you're interested in me talking about, or videos, recipes, workouts, etc., etc. I'm gonna go. I will talk to you guys later. Stay beautiful. Okay, so we're continuing on with my day. I just got home from the grocery store, showed you guys my food. So it is around 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to break my fast now. I'm gonna have a bowl of oatmeal with peanut butter, egg whites, and banana. You guys know this. It's my usual. It's one of my favorites. It's go-to for me. I was gonna make French toast. Thought about having waffles, but honestly, it's a rainy fall day, and I'm just really in the mood for some oats and banana. So I guess I'll insert that now quickly, and then continue on with my day. And like I said, not a full day of eating, not a full day of anything, just sort of a part of me day on a Saturday. Okay, cool. I'm being really weird. Now we're making breakfast. Well, first meal of the day. 20 grams of oats, microwaved with water till it's cooked and syrupy. Then to this we're going to add today 220 grams of egg whites. Just kidding, 230 grams. Give it a stir. You guys have seen me do this a million times. Back in the microwave for anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes until the egg whites are cooked. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. You guys know the drill. It's all fluffy now. You can cook it as much or as little as you want, but you know me. Whoops. Thank you very much. Add your Waldens. And then, of course, the main event, some peanut butter. Today's, we are going to have Earth Balance crunchy peanut butter, and I'm going to add 30 grams of that. Yes. 30 grams. And because I'm not poverty, you know what else I'm gonna add? Oh, yes. Banana. Which is my favorite way to have my oats. Peanut butter and banana. So, we're gonna do keep in mind this is my first meal of the day. 100 grams of banana. I'm back again. Okay, so you guys just saw me making my oatmeal. I let it cool down for a few minutes because I don't actually like eating it when it's super hot. It's like a weird thing. Look how good this looks. A solid amount of carbs here, but also good healthy fats and some protein. So I'm gonna have this. I already have 1.5 liters of water in. I'm a little bit behind, but you know, that's how it is. So I'm about 1.5 liters in. I'm gonna try and drink 1 liter while I eat and sort of work on a client program. Then I have other things going on. But yeah, so this is what I'm gonna have. Again, no need to be crazy. Whoops, let me change this up here a little bit. No need to be crazy changing your calories, your macros, nothing like that. If you disagree, that's cool. But don't get into the practice of feeling like you can't eat unless you have physically like done something crazy to earn it, okay? So, gonna eat. I'll talk to you guys later. I just got home from the grocery store, so I'm about to insert a clip just showing you everything I picked up really quickly for the week. No real detail, just some things I'm going to be eating. Obviously, I didn't show stuff I already have, like frozen shrimp, eggs, you know, steamable bags of broccoli, because that's like a staple in my diet. But this is what I'm going to be having this week. Basically, spaghetti squash is life. I'm making 2 different variations of it. Anyway, I'm rambling. You know what? Enjoy the food situation. Since we're on the topic of food, I actually wanted to mention something else. So as much as I don't want you punishing yourself if you overindulge or whatnot, I also don't think that you should use food as a reward. So, oh, you've had a successful week of dieting? Oh, let me just reward myself real quick with a trip to Menchie's. Or you did really well on an exam? Let me just reward myself with a giant pizza. That's great, that's fine when you're using it as a reward, which I do not recommend. The downside though is when you're now in a shitty place, something bad happens, you're going to seek that as a way to feel good. So, Oh, you're depressed. Oh, you had a bad day at work. Your boyfriend broke up with you. I mean, the list goes on. Where do you turn first? Bottle of wine, tub of ice cream, a pizza, cupcakes, donuts. It's not great. I'm not one to want to like deal with my emotions half the time, but finding it in a tub of Haagen-Dazs is not the answer. Feel your feelings, figure out why you're feeling that way, move past it. Do not use it as a way to feel better. And the reason I say don't use it as a way, as a reward, is I saw an Instagram post recently and it said, don't use food as a reward, you are not a dog. And I was like, you know what, that's a good point. When we have dogs, puppies, whatever, and we're trying to teach them something and you want to reward them, you're a good boy, good doggy. You give them a treat, a food treat, so that they are conditioned to now need food treats to do things. I mean, eventually they will do it on command, but you get my point. So no, do not use food as a reward. Don't use it as comfort as well. Find comfort in friends, find comfort in music, find comfort in here, but I wouldn't do it in a bottle, if you know what I'm saying. I say that with a bottle of whiskey behind me, but I'm not drinking it, it's actually not even open. And don't do it with food. The goal with life, whether you intuitively eat, whether you are paleo, keto, count macros, high carb, low carb, it's irrelevant. The goal is to have a happy, healthy balance where you can eat a meal and not feel crazy guilt, where you're not binge eating because you're feeling restricted, where you just eat and you're in homeostasis and your body is happy and thankful for the food that it's getting, it's not starving, and you feel and look good. You tend to make the best choices when you feel and look good. If that means you prefer to have a higher carb diet, do so. If you like a high fat diet, do so. As long as you are not so restricted that you can't wait to reward yourself on the weekend or what have you. So I just want to say, like, it's a very kind of tough topic because not everyone feels the same way about foods. But a lot of us have food-ish related issues, and I would say emotions are probably one of the biggest things. Emotional eating. I'm not a huge emotional eater, so something bad happens that I automatically think I need to have food. I eat out of boredom, to be honest. I snack out of boredom. And part of why I intermittent fast is because I like to eat late at night and I don't want to have to break that. That's just how I roll, because the second that I'm like, oh, I don't have any food left, suddenly I need to eat, which is something I need to work on, I know, but I'm just, I figure out how to sort of live with that, work with it. But many of us do emotionally eat. And I mean, I do it sometimes too, but for the most part, I'm not a huge emotional eater in that I'm upset and I will eat. But I do have cravings and I sometimes give in to them. But if you're someone who you have a bad day and you need comfort food, try to find something else to fill that. A bath, talk to your friend, talk to your mom, read a book, watch a TV show, listen to a podcast. There are a million other things that you can turn to. Not to say that you shouldn't eat, because that is literally just as unhealthy. I'm just saying, try to find a healthy, happy balance. Life is about, living your life, enjoying it, and your goals may not be the same as my goals, and honestly just being healthy. So guys, love your body, treat your body well, fuel it well, train how you like to train. If you don't like to train in a bodybuilding fashion, don't do so. I happen to like it. If you like powerlifting, do that. If you happen to like spinning, which I kind of do that. If you like running, do that. If you like sports, play sports. Just feed your body optimally. Let it work. Let it burn calories. Let it fuel you. Let it help you sleep. Let it help you live your life and be happy. When I am at a balanced state, so I would say around right now, my weight is at a good place, my mind is at a good place, I actually have very few bad days, because things don't bother me. I take them in, I'm like, okay, readjust, back out, and I'm fine. Essentially, I feel very strongly about body image and eating disorders, and I just want girls especially, I mean, this is obviously not just something limited to girls, it's guys as well, but I am a woman, and therefore I am speaking to ladies. Um, don't abuse your body. If you like a little extra body fat on there, a little junk in the trunk, that's okay. If you like to be slightly slimmer, you like to be leaner, that's fine. As long as you're not doing things in an unhealthy manner to maintain or get there. That's what matters. And everyone doesn't have to like everybody's method of what they are doing. You may not like my diet practices. I have friends who are like, I can't freaking track macros. That's lame. I don't want to do it. And they eat intuitively and maintain their weight just fine. And that's fine. Do what works for you. Be happy, be healthy. That is the goal. Life is too short to be so damn caught up in everything that you don't enjoy your life. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. I do feel very strongly about this. But you know what? Love yourself. Treat yourself well. That's body and mind. Eat good food. Eat some junk food once in a while. Track your macros. Don't track your macros. Train how you want to train. Eat foods that you enjoy eating. Just do what brings you happiness, and again, something that's balanced, something you can maintain, something you love, something you feel passionate about. And if you're treating your body well, your body will treat you well. So, thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you have not done so already. And honestly, I just want to send a lot of warmth and positivity out to you guys. And I will talk to you in the very next video. Stay beautiful. Bye.